Hello everybody, it is me, Super Godzilla Final Wars here, and today I'm back for another profile video. Today I'm going to be discussing the first son of Superman Godzilla Earth. You guys suggested Superman Godzilla Earth and his first wife. Superman Godzilla Earth, his children, and his first wife. So, I just kind of decided to pick one of them. So I picked Godzilla Earth. Anyways, without further ado, let's get on with the video. So, Godzilla Earth height is at 855. No, not 800. It was 900, which was the original height of Superman Godzilla Earth. But I changed that, so yeah. Anyways, Godzilla Earth height is obviously 900 meters, like I just said before. And again, I am really not good with the weight and length of most of my Kaiju OCs. Man, I just suck with the freaking weight and length. Anyways, obviously he is the firstborn of Superman Godzilla Earth. Originally, there was going to be a thirdborn, and this was going to be a daughter, but unfortunately, I canceled that and just decided to have only 2 kids of Superman Godzilla Earth. Now, Godzilla Earth is not as powerful as his father. But it does not mean he's powerful. Being obviously really young, his age is basically like 145.65 billion years old, so he's pretty young. His father, on the other hand, is definitely older, no doubt. And yeah, now let's just go over his abilities. Now, Jose has the iconic Godzilla Earth Atomic Breath, electromagnetic shield, but just like his father, he and Godzilla affiliates have no electromagnetic organ, so taking their shield down is basically almost impossible. So, yeah. And he has the Super Austral Wave and the Plasma Cutter, which was the thing that was named. Yeah, I already said that before in the previous video, but I don't really care. Anyways, moving on. And of course, he does have a burning form. For now, he has no golden form. He only has a burning form. Now, for his other abilities, most of his abilities are similar to his father's, but not as powerful. Except he doesn't have the time traveling ability, so he doesn't have that. Again, most of his abilities are similar to his father, but they're nowhere near as powerful. Basically, they're like 5 billion times weaker than his father. His father, on the other hand, is like, his power level is like 55,000 billion. Not 55,000 billion. Like 5,500 billion times more powerful than his abilities are. I know that doesn't make any sense, but this, okay, his power, okay, so Superman Godzilla Earth, his powers are like 55 times more powerful than his son. His is like, it's powerful, but like 5 times. Like, way less. I don't make sense. I'm sorry, folks. Let's just say they're not as powerful as his father's abilities, okay? So, but he also has a few other abilities that his father doesn't have, but his mother does have, and I'll go over her in a future profile video. His powers are he can basically summon 5 tails. And what these 5 tails do is, imagine the chainsaw or the buzzsaw on Gigan's chest, but more sharper and more lethal. He can actually kind of hypnotize his opponent by just looking at them dead in the eyes. He can also turn them to stone sometimes, but that only happens on a rare occasion. The last time he did that was like 100 billion years ago. So that was like the real last time he ever did that. And the only one who can break the curse is him, or his father. Godzilla Earth also has the ability to unleash a blood-curdling scream, which is similar to that of the Scorpius Rex from Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. And what this blood-curdling scream actually does is, it's actually loud enough where it can actually make any living being have a really severe headache and a very severe ear damage for sometimes 100 years if his opponents are not that lucky. But if they're lucky, then they'll just probably last like a month or 2. But most of his opponents were not so lucky, so yeah. Just like the Scorpius Rex, he can release sharp little spikes that come out of his tail, and basically sometimes they will cause most Kaiju to get very aggressive and or die. But at the same time, he can also sometimes control them. Basically, imagine your own body parts move. But the worst thing is you can't feel them move. What I mean is, basically he can move you, but you can't feel yourself move. Like, let's say you get, like, you're asleep and you got hit by one of his spikes. He can actually make you get up and go to outside, the bathroom, the kitchen, or upstairs. And you can't feel yourself do all these things. You just get up and you just do it. And when you wake up, you'll realize that you're not in your room. And this is more effective when his opponents are asleep. It's not that effective when they're awake. He has to do it when they're asleep. Because when they're asleep, almost all their nerves and basically their entire body part shuts down when they're asleep. So he has to do it when they're asleep, because when they're asleep, this gives him the advantage. So that way the venom truly can give a firm, good hold on his host's body parts. So that way he can have the edge to basically control them. He also can summon a black hole, But what this black hole does is actually, it's bright enough where it can actually can blind its opponents for only 12 and a half years. And what this does is actually shuts your entire body down and only leaving your brain working. Basically, the only part of your body that's working is your brain. Your body completely shuts down. Your heart, all of your insides, and your body, your arms, your legs, any body part that you can think of in your mind, he can literally shut that down. He also has a paralyzing bite. And what this does is actually paralyzes his opponent with one bite. And when that happens, his opponent is temporarily paralyzed for around 155 hours. Basically makes them incredibly useless. He can also move incredibly fast, nowhere near as fast as his father, but fast enough to get away from an opponent. And sometimes he can also act like the Scorpius Rex, where he can just climb on an object and remain hidden for a while until it's too late. He also has the ability to shut down his brain and his heart. And what this is, it actually confuses his opponents. What I mean is, when he shuts down his brain and his heart, he can quite literally play dead. And his opponents would actually think he's dead. And so they'll bring him somewhere where he needs to go. And when they do, he'll immediately know, because he actually has the ability to actually read his opponent's mind without them even knowing. Now, I know what you're going to be thinking. How can he do that if he shuts down his entire body parts? That's where his spines come in. His spines literally act like a satellite. Where they're not only they get not only the spines get the information that he needs, he can also pass that information down to any part of his body. And when that happens, he creates a little fire, air ball of energy, and kind of read it. Like most of those movies where the heroes have a little hologram and they read through what they need to do, and basically, it's basically like a little mini computer, but instead it's just encoded as fire. Or he can even transport the information to his brain. Therefore, he can immediately know what's going on.